Good morning, my name is Antonia Bowen and I will be doing Princess Diana's speech, a response to Landmines, dated June 12, 1997. I must begin by saying how warmly I welcome this conference on Landmines convened by the Mines Advisory Group and the Landmines Survivors Network. It is so welcome because the world is too little aware of the waste of life, limb and land which anti-personnel landmines are causing among some of the poorest people on earth. Indeed, until my journey to Angola early this year, on which I am going to speak this morning, I was largely unaware of it too. For the mine is a stealthy killer. Long after the conflict is ended, its innocent victims die or are wounded singly in countries of which we hear little. Their lonely fate is never reported. The world, with its many other preoccupations, remains largely unmoved by a death toll of something like 800 people every month, many of them women and children. Those who are not killed outright suffer terrible injuries and are handicapped for life. Some people choose to interpret my visit as a political statement, but it was not. I am not a political figure. As I said at the time, and I'd like to reiterate now, my interests are humanitarian. That is why I felt drawn to this human tragedy. During my days in Angola, I saw firsthand three aspects of this scourge. In the hospital of Luanda, the capital, and Huambo, scene of bitter fighting not long ago. I visited some of the mine victims who had survived and saw their horrible injuries. There is a chronic shortage of medicine, of painkillers, even anesthetics. Surgeons constantly engage in amputating shattered limbs, never having all the facilities we would expect to see here. So the human pain that is born is beyond imagining. For those whose living is a land lost of an arm or leg is an overwhelming handicap. In Angola, 1 in every 334 members of the population is an amputee. Angola has the highest rate of amputees in the world. How can countries which manufacture and trade in these weapons spread their conscience with such human devastation? In Kyoto and the Huambo region, I spent a morning with a small team from Harvard Trust, which is training Angolans to work on pervasive minefields and supervising their work. I take this opportunity to pay my tribute to the work these men do on our behalf. The perils they encounter are not just confined to the mines. These mines inflict most of their casualties on people who are trying to meet the elementary needs of life. They strike the wife or the grandmother gathering firewood for cooking. They ambush the child sent to collect water for the family. One of my objectives in visiting Angola was to follow the cause like those of the Red Cross, striving in the name of humanity to secure an international ban on these weapons. Since then, we are glad to see some real progress has been made. There are signs of a change of heart, at least in some parts of the world. However, tracing and lifting of mines, as I saw in Angola, is a desperately slow process. So in my mind, a central question remains. Should we not do more to quicken the deminers' work, to help the injured back to some sort of life, to further our own contribution to aid and development? The country is enriched by the work done by its overseas agencies and non-governmental organizations who work to help people in Africa and Asia to improve the quality of their lives. Yet mines cast shadow over so much work. I would like to see more done for those living in no man's land, which lies between the wrongs of yesterday and the urgent needs of today. I think we owe it. I also think it would be a benefit to us as well as to them. The more expeditiously we can end this plague on earth caused by the landmines, the more readily can we set about constructive tasks to which so many give their hand in the cause of humanity. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen.